let him explain what he thinks and how he thinks and what he would do. And it's at that point, if I start arguing with him and interrupting him every 5 minutes, I don't think that's as enlightening to the audience as letting him answer the question whether I agree or disagree.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And I think the audience is smart. The audience, they're going to see through a non-answer. They're going to see through, an idea that's not particularly bright, in my view.
Yeah, I have a question for you. What these Democrats and the progressives are doing, there's really never been a clear-cut explanation of why would somebody try to destroy the country or the state, whatever government that is actually supporting it and letting them live in peace. Why would you want to destroy your own country?
I really don't know. You're talking about Israel, obviously.
No, I'm talking about our country. Biden, all the Democrats, what they are doing to this country.
Well, look, I think there are two types of Democrats, okay? I think Democrat number one is a true believer, and they actually think that they're doing the right thing. Then you've got the people that know darn well that they're accumulating power at all costs, and whatever they have to do to hold on to that power, they will do. And I've met both of them, and I can spot it usually a mile away. And I think, unfortunately, there are way too many of our countrymen and women that believe socialism is the future of America. I would argue that that would make America unrecognizable. I think socialism, I wrote a whole chapter in Live Free or Die, America and the World on the Brink, about socialism and its history of failure. And it doesn't matter what name it's given, what manifestation it takes on, what you call it, none of that matters. Because it always ends the same way. Unfulfilled promises, more poverty, and a loss of freedom. That's all you really need to know about government. And again, I go back to, how is law and order and safety and security where you live? How is the educational system where you live? How's your Obamacare exchanges working out? Average family saving $2,500 on average per year. Keep your doctor, keep your plan. No, that didn't happen. Why is Medicare and Social Security headed towards insolvency?
Approaching a railroad crossing.
Let's see. Because they raided the lockbox and stole our money. So I just don't have the faith in government, and many other people want to put their I think it's false hope if you're putting it in government. I think once they get in power, they'll do whatever they want. They don't really care. They view themselves as the elite class. I believe in the working class. I think it's the people of this country that make America great. I don't believe it's government that makes anything great. Government, as Thomas Paine, the great pamphleteer, said in Common Sense, in its best form is but a necessary evil, in its worst form an intolerable one. I think we're now at the intolerable point. But Paul, appreciate your call, my friend. 800-941-SEAN. We have Cheryl. She's a professor, apparently, from California. Hey, Cheryl, how are you?
It's nice to talk to you again, Sean, and to Linda, and wish you both, first of all, a healthy and happy Hanukkah, because right now we need a lot of light on all this darkness that's going on these campuses and in these cities. To the three students, I just want to say you are the modern-day Vacavilles, and keep it up, because there's a lot of us professors and parents out here throughout the United States, and people like Sean that are on your side. To the president, and God bless Elise Stefanik for everything she said, and what she should have said to them is, I know you're a bureaucracy and it takes time to investigate. I'm not asking you for the names of the students that you're punishing, but I just want to know, how many students have been suspended? How many have been expelled? How long does your investigation take? Usually, if you report vandalism, a police officer comes, he takes a report, and you find out right then and there. Don't you have cameras on campus? Don't you know who these students are? What about the students who are blocking students from going to class? How are you going to do anything about that? Because then those students are also missing class, and they are preventing students and professors from getting into class. So what are you doing about safety? How many police officers are you having? Are you going to have police officers escort these kids? I mean, she could have just gone on and on and on. But the problem is that these people have their pat answers. And by the way, How many of your diversity, equity, and inclusion officers would be out there in a heartbeat if these were KKK students blocking black students from attending campus, or straight students blocking LGBTQ students? This only happens with Jews, and this is happening not only